Hello, I want to mention that so-called schizophrenia is the ability to hear thoughts of other people around you. So it's not only that you can dive into other dimensions and listen to stuff going on there. No. When we're talking about here, about your surroundings, and it's not like the person next to you, it can also be a person very far away. We're talking about here, about this, realm. So, so-called schizophrenics have the ability to hear thoughts, and very often it's suppressed thoughts of other people. The subconscious, or, well, let's say, thoughts that they don't want to, the other people, they don't want to have, so it's aggressive thoughts, sexual thoughts, it's all kinds of thoughts that people tend to suppress, tend to, just try to cover them. And mask them. And so the so-called, because it's not a disease actually, so the so-called schizophrenic person has the ability to hear these thoughts, to feel these thoughts, yes, in various forms. This is actually like a detective who knows what's going on, even if you try to hide it from them. So this is what the so-called schizophrenic person can really do, and it's a great ability. Unfortunately, most of these so-called schizophrenic people, when they discover this ability, they think it's a disease, because they think like, oh my God, what am I feeling? What am I listening to? But this is the problem of society, which is basically very technically advanced, but what concerns the mind and the skills of the mind, we're actually very retarded, So no matter how many fancy new computers and stuff we produce, we are absolutely retarded, what considers the abilities of the brain, the mind, consciousness, etc. So to summarize it once more, if you are called a so-called schizophrenic, if you are called a schizophrenic just because you are able to feel and hear thoughts of other people, don't be afraid, you're not sick. Just enjoy this ability, and remember, it's just the thoughts these people have, and they can be violent, they can be ugly, they can be really mean. It's just their thoughts. They do not threaten you physically. Unless they don't threaten you physically, you can leave this out. And if it can happen that these thoughts come to you and you don't want to listen to them, so remember, so-called schizophrenia is really like a radio wave receiver. So you can turn it off by willpower. You can turn it off, you can turn it on, and you can turn it off. Okay? So bye.